Hey, welcome back, folks. Listen, no matter how strong you are physically and mentally, there are times that your body can fail you. That's when you need to look within for strength and courage. Here's a picture of my next guest. I want you to see him today. Please welcome David Octavio Gandell. David, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Thank you, brother. Sit down.
David Octavio Gandell.
Octavio Gandell. Adelante, muchachos.
Y David Gandell, le damos la bienvenida.
David Octavio Gandell.
David Gandell es
David Gandell.
David Octavio Gandell.
Sometimes I wanna give up, put my hands up, Lord, take this cup from me. I can't seem to get it right and do it right. What is wrong with me? My spirit is thirsty and my soul is hurting. Frustration is beating me down. Things I don't wanna do are the same things I yield to. My flesh wants to be in control. There's an deep inside of me, he pushes me to keep fighting. And I gotta get up from here, for my breakthrough is almost right here. Pressing, keep pushing, I can make it, don't lose it. Striving, fighting, I can't win. This won't break me down. Gotta be strong, gotta carry on. Can't give up, keep holding on. You do this, you're chosen, destined to survive.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the NAF Mega Student Conference. My name is David Octavio Gandell. I will be your keynote speaker, and I hope, I really do, that I get a chance to inspire you to not just dream your life, but to live your dreams. You see, as you saw in the video piece, my story wasn't like everybody else's, but it started like it. I was born in Puerto Rico. I had a great family. I went to military school, and I had a lot of blessings, and I was blessed. But what I did not know is that my purpose was going to be revealed by cancer. Now, today I don't want you to think about cancer, the disease. Today I want you to think about cancer as something in your life that distracts you, destroys you, detours you, and even stops you from dreaming. I want you to think about something in your life today. But as you can see, I can be anywhere in the world right now. I can be in Paris, I can be in Miami, I can be anywhere, New York, anywhere right now I can be, right? Because of students like you. Because, you know, when you talk about NAF or STEM or any of these programs, you're talking about science, technology, education, math, production, video, lights, camera action. Isn't it awesome that you're part of something really, really special? See, today I can't really dumb things down because I'm talking to an audience of young men and young women that are truly our future, because you are the geniuses. You are the ones that are going to step up. You are the ones that your intelligence, you'll find out, is part of your gift. But today I'm going to take you on a little journey. But before that, I want to teach you how that dreaming is one thing. To have a vision is one thing. But to live, to realize your dream and your vision, And more importantly, today I'm going to teach you how to realize your potential. Girls and boys, young men and young women, get ready, because now is where my speech starts. Look at that. In a snap of a finger, you can be anywhere. But here's the funny thing is, forget the snap of a finger. By just a touch of a button, you can be anywhere in the world. You can listen to any news. You can listen to any sports event, concerts, music. Hasn't technology come a long way? But don't you know there's people that were said no? Don't you know that there were people that were doubts about? They were told that they weren't good enough. They were told that you're crazy. They were told that will never work. Well, you're talking to somebody, you're watching somebody that was told you're crazy if you think you're going to survive cancer. You're looking at somebody that was told you have 3 days to live. You're looking at someone that was told over and over and over, we don't have a cure. But yet, you can see me, right? I want you to do an exercise. I know you're probably home. I know you're probably somewhere in school or somewhere right now watching this. But I want you to just do me a favor. Stand up. All of you, I want you to stand up. And I want you to do something. I don't care where you are. I'm giving you authority. I'm actually going to be giving you permission to do this. On the top of your lungs. So I know you're tired. I know you're probably watching a lot of things in life right now that maybe you don't want to see. But I want to give you permission. I want you to yell and scream, I can do all things. Oh, come on. I didn't hear you. I can do all things. One more time and do it. I want you to wake up your neighbors. I want you to wake up everybody at work, anybody at school, everyone. Students, faculty, adults, mentors, coaches, principals, everyone. One more time. I can do all things. See, that was my promise. And I wasn't going to let anything stand in my way. Because the choice, the alternative, was to give up. How many times have you thought about giving up? How many times have you listened to somebody say, you're not good enough? What are you doing here? What dream? Let me take you back to me being a teenager. As I am playing basketball in a little hoop in my garage in Puerto Rico. And I think I'm Michael Jordan. And I'm shooting and every basket is going in. And all of a sudden I hear his voice. You're going to inspire millions. Now, as a teenager, when you hear a voice, you're going to inspire millions, you think, basketball? Because I was playing basketball. Because what I was doing at the time was so good to me that I felt, wow, maybe I'll make it to the NBA. Well, that didn't come true, but I did play in college and high school. I wasn't able to stay on the team because school was more important to me. I had to make a choice. And in life, I had to make more choices that were more difficult. And they got more and more difficult to make. Let me give you a little secret. In life, you're going to make choices. And they're going to get harder and harder to make. But I promise you that if you stay consistent and you believe, when you get to the other side, you get to witness the blessing. As I get diagnosed with cancer at the age of 29, those 2 years in between my battles, 2 battles, it got harder. But I had to do something. I had to have a relationship with God that was bigger than me. Because I had to find somewhere, I had to find a source. And all of you have to find a source of faith. See, faith is a funny word because everybody has one. We all have faith. It's just in what? Sometimes we have faith in people and they'll let you down. Sometimes you have faith in your elders and they'll let you down. But that's okay. as long as you remember that they don't define you. Define. Let's define that word in your life. When you think of define, you think of a definition of a word, right? But what about defining your life? See, you might be too young right now to really define the outcome of your life, but you're not too young to start believing in your dreams. Don't dream your life, live your dreams. You're not too young to start believing in your dreams. See, for me, I have God-sized dreams, universal dreams. But at one point, my dream was just to survive cancer. And as I stand in front of you today, I want you to think about, what are your challenges in life? I want you to write them down. I want you to write them down. You know why? Because when you write things down, you'll remember them. How many teachers have told you that, right? Write them down. I want you to write down your challenges in life, because you do have them. You are alive. Yes, you're young, but you still have challenges. I want you to write down your challenges in school. And I want you to write down your challenges the challenges that really can detour you. Personal challenges. See, life is going to come at you in every aspect. The world is going to try to tear you down. And sometimes you have to believe in yourself first, even when no one else believes in you. When no one else believed in me, I believed that I was going to survive cancer, because I believed that God gave me a vision that not only was I going to survive, but I was going to tell this story. And that I was going to inspire millions through my story. Now, my prayer is that none of you have to ever go through a disease like cancer. But my biggest prayer is that you believe in yourself enough to go after your dreams. See, when you define your challenge and find out how big is your challenge in life, in school, and yourself, the next thing is, how should you see the challenge? See, we look at a challenge and we look at the worst situation that can happen. Turbulence happens in a plane. The first thing you think about is coming down. No. Maybe the turbulence happened because it was redirecting the plane so it wouldn't go through something even worse. When you're late for work, like your parents are sometimes, or late to take you to school, and they're in traffic and they're complaining about what happened, but there was an accident ahead that you're not part of. When someone, maybe someone you like, tells you, I don't like you, I don't want to be with you, that's okay. It wasn't for you. Or maybe it's because maybe later on in life, it'll become a miracle. And then you really believe that that relationship was supposed to happen. But when we're young, we're still trying to figure out who we are. So look at the challenges a little bit different. Instead of looking at the worst outcome, start looking at what is the best possibility. Just like a movie. Do you ever watch a movie thinking about the ending being a bad one? No. You think about the heroes and how are they going to do it? What is actually going to happen? Again, possibilities. How you see the challenge is the biggest part. Look at the challenge and look at the possibilities. And then focus on those possibilities. Figure it out. You guys are geniuses, right? I'm talking to the smartest kids in the world right now. Well, you'll figure it out, just like a math problem. But the problem is that if you're not in a good atmosphere, your environment isn't good, you're not looking at possibilities, you can't figure it out. So it first starts with believing in yourself, creating an environment of possibilities, figuring out how things can happen. I always have a message, and I let everybody know to find hope, to have faith, and to live every day with purpose. That has been my message for over 10 years. I'm over a decade cancer-free. But guess what? I'm living a bonus life. And every day is another opportunity to share my story, to inspire someone, to impact someone. But see, there's one thing. A few years ago, I was speaking. And I was speaking at this fashion show in Orlando. It was called Discover Your Beauty. And it was August 25th, 2019. My cancer picture was taken August 25th, 2006. I was originally diagnosed on August 13th, 2004. That number 13 always bothered me. It doesn't bother me anymore. But then 2 years later, I get my second battle with cancer. And I have this vision of me standing on a stage with my name in blue. And I have short hair. What you guys don't know is, and you girls don't know, is that I had long, long hair before cancer. Chemo took care of that. And it didn't grow back. But here's the funny part. That vision I had was of me standing on stage. I turned that into a dream. One day I'll be on stage, my name behind me, and I'll be alive. And that's what kept me going. Through 98 chemotherapies, 7 rounds, a 12-hour surgery, and a comeback that to a lot of people, they call it a miracle. That vision came to pass 13 years to the date. I'm on stage sharing my testimony, inspiring young people like you to let them know to never give up, to have possibilities, to expect a miracle, to just be consistent and push through until you see the blessing or until you witness it. I'm on that stage and I had one of those deja vu moments. That vision I had when I was 124 pounds with my fingers standing up and smiling, I had a vision of me on stage, and it came to pass 13 years later. And I stopped the speech because my body just felt it like I was an out-of-body experience. If you play sports, you know that you need a quarterback. In football, a point guard in basketball. What I mean is you need a captain. You need someone that's going to step up and believe even when you don't. When you're doing debate, you have a leader even in your debate team. When you're studying to do something for NASA or trying to figure out the biggest problem, there's always that one girl, that one boy that's going to basically say, I got this, even if they don't. But see, those are leaders. I have to remember that I was a leader when I was in school. But I wasn't really a true leader until people actually follow. So when you look at your life right now in school, are you following or are you leading? Do you know your gifts and talents? How you define the things you like, the things you don't like, the things that hurt you, the things that affect you, even the things that make you smile, that make you laugh. Because all those things are you. Don't ever deny those things. Because at some point, they're going to give you the strength. At some point, they're going to give you, hey, back off. It's not for you. Right? They're going to help you go through this journey of life. See, success is a destination. It's not what happens right now. I want to live my purpose. And my purpose is to share this story until the whole world hears. To inspire millions, and you're some of those millions right now. And I hope that one day I get to meet one of you. Yes, one. Because if one life changes today, and you say, David, your words meant so much to me, that I decided to live my dreams. That will be me realizing my purpose today. Remember, don't dream your life. Live your dreams. Realize your possibilities. Define your life. Look at your challenges different. Look at the outcome different. And today, I want you to make me one promise, that you will not stop dreaming. That you will not stop whatever it is that you want to do in life. See it through. Stay consistent. Stay persistent. And more importantly, you have an opportunity. The one thing I wanted to share with you today. The one thing that was missing from my message. Find hope, have faith, live with purpose, and be a miracle in someone's life today. Your smile can be a miracle. Just a salutation or a hello could be a miracle to someone. Today, more than ever, we need to be a miracle in someone's life. I want to thank William H. Turner for this amazing opportunity of being able to stand on this stage here today and being able to share everything with you. I look forward to meeting some of you in my path, in my journey. Remember, it's a destination. I want to thank the NAF program, the STEM program, for everything they do, the Knights Foundation, everyone that's involved with this. The principal, Mr. Brooks from William H. Turner, that has given me an amazing opportunity. And the students that are helping me today. Thank you for all the work that you do. And remember, you're making a difference. You are being a miracle in my life today. Too many people to thank, but I want to thank God for giving me a bonus life. I live every day like it's my last. And I truly hope that my speech today inspires you, or at least makes you think of the things you're taking for granted. Every day is a gift. Make it count. And I'll finish again. I hope you find hope. You have faith. You live with purpose. And you become a miracle in someone's life today. My name is David Octavio Gandell. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor, a TEDx speaker, the inspirational life changer. And today, I am cancer-free and living my dreams. God bless you.
Cancer came into my life to distract me. Cancer came into my life to destroy me. And cancer came into my life to stop me from my dreams. What in your life can you equate to that? What in your life defines that? Can you define something in your life?
I want you to see him today. Please welcome David Octavio.
David Octavio Gandell.
David Gandell.
David Octavio Gandell.
David Gandell le da.
David Octavio Gandell. David Octavio Gandell.
David Octavio Gandell.
So how did I get here? Well, first of all, I want to thank Tina. I've known her for years. She used to bring me to schools to speak to teachers about the propensity of cancer, diabetes, heart attack, and stroke, because for many years I owned gyms, I managed gyms, I opened gyms, I trained trainers, I trained celebrities and fitness celebrities to compete at shows and also to compete in their athletic gifts. But then here comes a challenge that I wasn't looking at, that I never really expected. That's the word cancer. I think all of us by now in 2025 have experienced ourselves or someone that has been affected. And what ends up happening is that a lot of people hear the word and immediately, they either give up or lose some hope. But first, I want all of you to stand up for me for a second, really quick. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to dance.
But
We could. I only got a certain amount of time, so I want all of you to close your eyes for just a second. Disconnect from everything. You came here to learn a lot today. But for the next 30 minutes, give me your full attention and be present. Because not only am I giving you flowers today, but I'm going to share some tools that I believe would enhance what you already do and what truly you have a passion to do. Because if you didn't care about what you're doing, you wouldn't be here today. Open up your eyes and please sit down. I want to thank Edna, because without Edna, I wouldn't be here. Without Christine Ross, I wouldn't be here as well. So I like to give flowers where flowers are meant to be, right? All of us are givers. All of us are servers. But we forget that the person that we have to serve sometimes is ourselves. We have to disconnect and do self-care. Because if we have an empty cup, we can't give it to these amazing children that we get a chance to not only enhance. So how did I get here? Because of mentors like you. I remember being in Tampa, Florida at one point, and I met this counselor, Miss McCrae. And Miss McCrae, for some reason, she saw the light in me. And she saw what I was doing in sports, what I was doing in education. I was part of the LASA program, the Latin American Student Association. I was part of a lot of stuff, but she kept bugging me about joining FBLA, the Future Business Leaders of America. I think that still exists. At the end of the day, she kept bugging me, but finally, one day after class, she sat next to me and told me why. And she said, David, you have a gift, you have a talent, but in order for you to have these platforms, at some point, you have to learn a little bit about business. And I believe you know a lot about business, but I think you're a leader. I remember talking to my dad, and my dad said, if you ever want to change something in life, you better become a leader. If you want to change something, don't be a follower. All of you ladies and gentlemen are leaders, or you wouldn't be here today. You get to lead a generation of young kids or young men or women that are what? Today, lost. Today, distracted by things that we never had to experience in life. Thank God I didn't grow up in the social media age. I wouldn't have made it this far. So when you look at that picture, what do you think? The one on the right. I was given 3 days to live, ladies and gentlemen. For some reason, I'm still here. So for 18 years, not only have I dedicated myself to sharing my story, which I made a promise that I would do if I was healed, but for some reason, I've been a women's breakthrough coach for the last 18 years. I've had a chance to speak at abuse conferences, but I've also had a chance to create my own seminars and conferences at the same time. For those 18 years, I've been able to go to schools and speak to children, including the Mega Student Conference just a few years ago, where we weren't able to do it live. So the 1,500 students that usually would listen to ended up becoming 10,000 students because my keynote speech, Live Your Dreams, was shared all over Miami-Dade. So while I'm thinking I won't get to speak to 1,500 students, no, it was bigger than that. It was over 10,000 that were able to listen to that talk. And I was able to receive pictures and videos from those teachers and counselors that said, my kid listened to you, and now he's dreaming. My child listened to you, and now she's dreaming. One thing that I've learned is that our job is not to tell kids that their dreams are meant to be possible. Our job is to give them that support and a safe space for them to come to us, or they're going to look other ways. The world will take care of breaking us down. It's our job to tell them, we got you. What is grit? You probably have done some psychology work, right? So who thinks is, raise your hand. Who thinks is passion and perseverance? Raise your hands. There's no wrong answer, by the way. Who thinks is resilience and consistency? Okay. Who thinks is commitment and courage? Who thinks is dreams and belief? Wow. There's no wrong answer because we all think differently, right? But here's the thing. Without dreams and belief, the other three are not possible. If you don't go after your dream, you don't know what it takes to have courage. If you don't believe, then why are you even going to be resilient or make a commitment or even have passion for something in life? So what I realized while I was going through chemotherapy and my surgery and every doctor telling me I was going to die every single time was that, no, I had a dream that I was going to survive cancer, and I had a belief that I was going to survive it. So while the doctors are doing their part, right, I had to do mine. I had to stand up out of bed. I had to eat more. I had to work out. I worked out through chemotherapy, which was also a miracle, right? Why? Because I was prepared. So the first time I had cancer, I was afraid because I already knew what it could do. The second time, I was prepared for those 2 years. My faith was built. My hope was built. So then by the time I got the second battle, it was just kind of believing that the dream or the vision that I had, that I would survive it, would come true. So if preparation is the key, what can we do to prepare the people, the children that we're guiding? Today, you get a lot of information. What I'm hoping to share with you is just some tools that are hoping that you put it in practice. Not only for the children that you're actually counseling or helping or guiding or mentoring, but also for yourselves. Because one thing that I learned is it doesn't matter how I just celebrated a birthday and I celebrated my anniversary of being cancer-free. 18 years ago, no one gave me any kind of chance of hope. But yet, I'm standing here at Broward College in front of amazing women and men today, so I guess I survived. So if preparation is a key, how can we understand them better? How many children do you see that are talented? Raise your hand. Every day. It should be all of you, by the way. If you're not, we're in the wrong job. Okay? If you can't see the talent, okay, we got to talk after. But does talent really equate to success? Okay, thank you. We identify their intelligence, their IQ. We have exams for that. Does that equate to success? Do we identify their abilities? You probably have a lot of stuff that you teach them and you tell them, here's your homework, and by the way, I need you to fill this out, and right? Now we have not IQ, but we have emotional intelligence now, which for some reason, finally people are getting it. Before you move every morning, what happens first? Before you move, your alarm. Okay, forget that part. I'm sorry. I didn't even think about that one. Okay. But before you move, you have to think, right? Well, psychology will tell you that the thought's already in there. It's just that you're thinking, you're so used to it. So by that time, your body just moves automatically because you already know that you have to do something. Especially if you have a to-do list or if you have something that you actually follow every day, right? So all three of these things are great, but it takes something like a grit to share with these young men and women to let them know it's more than just passion, it's more than just intelligence, it's more than just talent and gifts. What are you willing to what? How do I fill in the blank here? What are you willing to do? Give me another word. That's the word I was looking for. What are you willing to sacrifice? How many people have had an actual injury? Ankle, broken bone, something, right? And there's a rehab process, right, that takes place. In that rehab process, we do the minute thing, something so small, and we celebrate it. Do you? Right? Then when you're able to move your ankle better or your hand better or something like that, you celebrate even more. Because now you see what? Progress. So that's how we have to treat and prepare these young minds. We have to see the progress in them, but here's the thing. They don't acknowledge it unless you do. Because sometimes they don't have that home life, that environment, that atmosphere that is supportive to them. So guess who's next? You. You are the next line of defense for those young minds to not have to go through any more trauma or stress throughout their lives. You are the one that can tell them, let's go, I got you. Yeah, you failed, that's okay. Let's figure out how to learn. I remember going from high school to college, and I never really studied. So I guess I was a little bit intelligent. But when I got to college, different ball game. It's like going from college to the pros. All of a sudden, I had to realize that I needed to figure out how to study. I'm a visual and audio person. You give me a book, I get bored. You give me a video, I love it. You give me a music or a speech, and I can nail it. But you give me a book, and if I'm not interested, it's going nowhere. That's why audiobooks are phenomenal. I recommend them, by the way. So there's three lenses that I had to look at life a little bit different. So perfection, ideal, and logic. Does perfection exist? No? 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 Okay, who likes sports? Raise your hand. Come on, the WNBA is awesome. Who likes sports? Okay, so whatever sport it is, right? Have you ever said that was the perfect game? Well, see that you went there now. That's not nice. You know, I'm a Cowboys fan too. Don't go there. Don't go there. I lived in Texas. Well, I was there when they were 1-15, by the way. They won the Super Bowl after I left. But here's the funny thing is that we say something is perfect. We say the perfect game. We say the perfect relationship, ladies. We say the perfect whatever it is. So if we say it, does it exist? Where? So we agree. It exists. So perfection exists. But for a child, how do I teach perfection? If they never are able to actually achieve it, but what does perfection do for us as grown-ups? When we are able to go back in time and look at everything we've achieved, what did perfection do? Motivate. What else? Raise the bar. That's perfect. So yeah, I know you guys are geniuses. So here's the thing, it raised the bar. So as I am in Puerto Rico, I had this weird, experience, I'll say a godly experience in a way, where I heard something say, you're going to inspire millions. And of course, I went to my mother. My mom said, sure, honey, whatever. I was playing basketball. But here's what that little word did for me. That word was every single thing that I did after that. I did it with passion. I did it with ownership. I took ownership because my father used to tell me, take ownership of everything you do. And I did it to such a level that people would say, you're burning the candles at both ends. Leave me alone. Let me burn it. It's my candle. But the things that I was able to achieve for 29 years, when people found out about what I did for a business, as a manager, as a regional manager, as a managing consultant, as a business consultant, people looked at my age and couldn't believe the things I've had achieved. But wait, here comes cancer. And for the last 18 years, if you chat GPT me, or Google me, take a look at a life of 18 years that I would have never imagined. Cancer revealed my purpose, but it taught me so much more than that. So perfection exists. Ideal. Where does ideal come from? From an idea. But it becomes only ideal when you're able to see it. So when you're telling to a child, say, hey, this will be the ideal thing if you do this, it's not concrete in their mind. They're not that far yet. To you, yes, but to them, no. They haven't experienced it yet. They haven't seen it yet. So when they actually are able to see something because you can show it to them, then now they become an ideal situation. And now they're able to believe. And finally, logic. What are the two legs of logic? Two things that make up logic. Huh? Reason. What else? I'm looking for two specific things. There's no wrong answer, ladies or gentlemen. Structure. What else? Understanding. Where does the understanding come from?
I would say the reason or knowledge.
Knowledge. Why are we here? We're teaching, right? Right? In some way, we're all teaching. So the knowledge is the one leg of logic. What is the other leg? I said the word already actually today. What do you have to go through to think that something is logical? Experience. Man, all of you are amazing. Thank you. This would take like 20 minutes and somewhere else. Experience. When I do a life coaching session and I listen to these women, I tell them that this whole thing would have taken 20 minutes. Experience and knowledge is the two things that make it logical. So if you're thinking logical about whatever you're doing, your mind is saying, okay, we've had experiences that we can do this, and we have the education level that we can. But here's the thing, logic is only up to what? Up to your own experience and your own knowledge. So who's studying their master's? Who's studying their PhD here? Who's having a higher education? All of you are usually, don't you do continuing education every year? Okay, so all of you are getting what? Your bar is raising. So perfection exists in your mind. And as long as you can tell it to yourself and visualize it, then logic now becomes real. But logic is always what? Challenged. Every single day you're challenged in your own logic when you have to do something that takes faith or belief to be out of your own mind. So I had to have faith and belief to believe that I was going to survive a death sentence covered with 4 or 5 cancers at the same time. You couldn't see one organ, but yet I was telling the doctors, hey, you're the instrument. I'm going to be healed because I'm going to tell my story. So today I'm going to teach you just a couple little things that you probably already know, but hopefully maybe the way I say it is differently and it hits home. Okay? Cognitive behavior therapy principles. Who has ever read that? All of you probably should have. I'm speaking to a room that all of you should know everything I'm saying. Thoughts influence feelings and behavior. Behavior reinforces thoughts. Structure and goal-oriented. And it focuses on the present. These are just the basic things that we study in a book. So what does that mean? Again, if your mind is the first thing that happens before you do anything, why are we not paying more attention to our thoughts? Okay? Is there something that you have done that was a miracle to any of you? Raise your hand if you experienced something in your life that was a miracle, that was, I couldn't do it, but I did it, or that's it? Only some of you? Well, today you're looking at a miracle, so now you experienced one. So what I mean by that is only a miracle because people don't believe. That's it. If you told everybody your dreams, what would they say about you? That is a universal answer. Why do they say they're crazy? But whose dream is it? I'm sorry, whose dream is it? Okay, so if it's yours, why are you listening to them? They never dreamt it. Perfection exists in your mind, not in theirs. So whatever you think is perfect, they don't think is perfect. Your logic grows with your experiences and your knowledge. They don't have the knowledge and experience that you have. All of you have either, you could be a social worker, psychologist, psychiatrist, you could be a lot of things in life, right? Try to explain what you do to someone that never has done it. They're going to look at you and they're thinking in their head, blah, 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 because it's over their head. But to you, it's your own life, it's your own logic, it's your perfection, okay? And it's your behavior. So, techniques. We restructure. Behavior, we encourage them. Every day you're going to encourage these young minds, right? Every day, gradually, you're going to teach them how to face their fears. Exposure therapy. Every semester, don't you have children that come to you that they're afraid of something? What is their biggest fear?
School.
The unknown. Their logic, it's not there yet. They don't understand what perfection is yet. Their ideas have not developed. Are you connecting the dots? Okay. Their ideas have not developed yet. They're counting on you. I've worked in a lot of schools. I went to a school in Liberty City many years ago. Brent Wright is the owner of this school. And talking to these kids, I literally had to sit there and listen to them for about 10, 15 minutes to actually give them a message. Because their atmosphere, their environment is so much different than the environment or atmosphere that I grew in. Their parents, their relationship, very different. I am very blessed. I have a mom and a dad. Well, my dad passed away, but both of my parents served the military. My dad in Korea, my mom in Vietnam. My mom has 2 PhDs where she acquired after giving birth to me and dying 9 times at the age of 29. She spent a year in the hospital while I was home with my dad, my grandparents, and my family. A year after that, the doctor says, just go home. My mom says no. So she got a scholarship and more to go to Ohio State University. Go Buckeyes. Come on. Champions. We're still champions. She got 2 doctorates, one in business and one in psychology. After she was told, you're going to go crazy because you had a traumatic experience. You were in the hospital for a year, and by the grace of God, you're still alive. So from a childhood, I had 2 parents that not only told me the importance about education, not just about schooling, but what? Not just schooling, but what? Knowledge. Okay? The more knowledge I gathered, that was education, in whatever form. Okay? So what that meant was I had the support. And I remember my dad telling me one time, go to your guidance counselor. Bug her or bug him. Show up at the office hours. Wait for him, wait for her. Because one day, when you're in trouble in college, you're going to need that person. And that's exactly what I did. And when I had to drop a class, that was my ace right there. When I had to go over some teacher I didn't like, I had to change my major, that was the person. So the importance that you, ladies and gentlemen, have, you need to give yourself a little pat on your back sometimes. I know it's tiring, I know it's exhausting, but sometimes you need to do it yourself. So, empowerment through purpose. We have to identify personal vision. You have to listen to those children in order to what? Give them a better message. Be able to engage. Dream building, even if it's a tough environment. Those children at that school, they didn't know. They couldn't see what I showed them. I had to literally say, let me stop this presentation. Let me listen to you. So I can kind of give you a dream that is at least possible. Why? Because what does that do? If you're able to achieve something, What does that give you? Almost there. What was the other? Hope. Hope is the first thing or the last thing that either you lose or you gain. And if you lose it, you try to have to find it somewhere. Engagement with the students. So at the end of the day, we have a job to do. You have a privilege and a burden at the same time. I have a burden and a privilege the same way because I have to share my story every day, and it's not easy. Like Tina said, you can Google it, you can go to YouTube. There's a lot of videos that I have been able to do. For 18 years, I've been able to live a bonus life. But here's that voice that came up at the age of 12 or 11. You're going to inspire millions. Millions of people have watched my story now. But I'm not done yet. I feel like I'm just starting. So whenever you think you're done, remember that it's just another mountain. You finish one of them. But just like school, just like logic, you need to go climb another one. What I will tell you is that you have been prepared for it. What I will tell you is that you have all the tools to do it. It's just that you have to look within and remember perfection. Remember the things that you've wanted to achieve. Go back to dreaming again. Go back to having hope and finding hope in things that you might have lost hope in. One thing about being ill or having a death sentence or anything like that is that after you survive, you almost feel invincible because you're living a bonus life. So now there's nothing I wouldn't do. There's nothing I wouldn't experience, and there's nothing that I'm afraid of anymore. So by me sharing my story, or a little bit of it, is just to give you an idea of the power that all of you have. I'm thinking of a child that I got to meet in a TED Talk. His name is Christopher. And he was about 10 or 12 years old. And he listened to the talk, and all these kids went up to me and said, David, I'm dreaming of being a ballerina. I'm dreaming of being this. I'm dreaming of being that. And I'm thinking of this kid, Christopher, who gave me the biggest hug, who was very shy. That kid today has been on Amazon Prime as an actor. He's been on runways as a model. And he is an activist in Tallahassee. And he's in the Mars Rovers program. And his mom calls me all the time and says, you know, you're his hero. One talk, one TED Talk, one message. Live your dreams. Don't dream your life. That child, his whole life for the last 8, he just texted me. He said, David, I can't wait to catch up with you. What I'm saying is, every single day, 35, 50, 100 students that count on you. But always take it one student at a time. Because you change that one life, and you don't know what that life can change in the future. You might not get your roses every day, but today I just want to say thank you to you. Because you get a chance to change those kids' lives. God bless you.